I am at beautiful Bakehouse Studios in Melbourne. I used to live in Melbourne, live in Tassie now, and it's great to be back in Bakehouse Rehearsal Studios in Melbourne, because I used to come here a lot when I lived here and rehearsed, and I'm doing a songwriting session today, and I thought I'd break down a song for you. Like, I haven't actually finished writing this song, pretty much haven't started writing it yet, but I've got ideas for it, and I've had the ideas for this song for well over 10 years for the chorus, but I only got a little bit of the wording, a bit of the lyrics in it so far. But so far I've got, tell me where do I go if there's no one beside me? Tell me how do I something. So I guess if I'm going, where do I go? So I've got that bit. So it's basically I think a more like a life story kind of thing. So it's directional, life direction. So where do I go if there's no one beside me? So I'm doing it alone. Tell me how do I find something, because I've got the next bit here, which is the next line. Tell me how do I see? So I want to do, like, if I'm doing where do I go, and then maybe where do I see, and then I need another one after that kind of thing. Tell me where do I go if there's no one beside me? Tell me how do I see in the next line. How do I find a better life? How do I find a easy life? No, how do I find something like not easy, like a peaceful life. How do I find a peaceful life? No, it doesn't work. How do I find easy something life? Tell me how do I see if there's no something in me. As I said before, I want to kind of get the chorus strong first, so I've got my laptop here, which I'm writing in the lyrics, or going to write the lyrics in for. But this is kind of like the first session that I thought I'd do with this song, and I'm sure I'll have to do other sessions with it too to get it right, because I really want to nail this one. Pretty proud of the chorus bit. Tell me where do I go if there's no one beside me? So I've got that's concreted in. Tell me how do I find, how do I see? Now I'm using that. How do I find something about freedom, like a freer life. How do I find a easier life? Relaxed. No, it doesn't work. How do I find something? I'll come back to that. Tell me how do I see if there's no light. Some words come to me in my head, and they sometimes work. I see if there's no light to shine me, no light to shine on me. How do I see if there's no light to guide me, sweet. That works. How do I see if there's no light to guide me, sweet. So that works well, because if I'm on my own, I need something to help me find my way. Tell me where do I go if there's no one to find? Tell me how. Tell me where do I go if there's no one beside me? Tell me how do I find? Find doesn't really work, does it? How do I? Where do I go? There's no one beside me. Tell me how do I try to be? Yeah, try might work. How do I try to to where do I go if there's no one beside me? How do I try? How do I try? Make it right? How do I try and make it right? Yeah. How do I try and make it right? Try and make it right. I'm gonna put that in my laptop so I don't forget it. And where do I go if there's no one beside me? Tell me how do I try and get it right. So I think that was right, wasn't it? How do I try and get it right? I'll have to come back to that because I want it to be real, strong. But I like the first sentence and I like the guided light one that came up just before. Tell me where do I go if there's no one beside me? Tell me how do I try and get it right? Tell me how do I see if there's no light to guide me? Tell me how do I see this feeling there? And then I've kind of in my mind I've got this like at the end of the chorus, but maybe that might be a bit cheesy, so we might leave that out, but I'll go it again. Tell me where do I go if there's no one beside me? Tell me how do I try to get it right? How do I try on my own? Tell me where do I go if there's no one beside me? Tell me how do I try and get it right? Tell me how do I see if there's no light to guide me? Tell me how do I see? Tony, you see again, because I think I've used how twice in the first two bits and I'll use see in the next bits. Do I see it's golden hair? And then instead of going I had before, like an instrument in there, because that's a hook, that ba 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 ba. Tell me where do I go if there's no one beside me? Tell me how do I try and get it right? Tell me how do I see if there's no light to guide me? Tell me how do I see? That is right. Maybe right needs to go at the end of that one. How do I see it is right? How do I see it is right? And it goes back to the verse. So I reckon but the bit I had before was if I go back into the verse, I might be able to go straight back out of the chorus real quickly and into the verse. But verse in my mind I've got dun, 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 but this is not really concrete there, just sort of tell me where do I go, but it's not strong. But I might even start, sometimes I like doing songs where I start the chorus straight into at the start of the song, so it might be at the start of the song it might be an instrumental, so imagine it coming in at the start, just only use a little bit of the chorus, so you're not really giving away the whole lot, so it'd be like maybe do that twice and then keyboard's not working at the moment, so it's not sustaining enough. So I bring the bridge in again after the chorus. Something like that, something like that. Something like Tell me where to I, how do I see if there's no light to guide me? Tell me how do I see better than Then I hit like the strings in the background with this one. Listen, we play the chorus the second time again. Might have to come back to that a bit more, but that's a good first session, just trying to nut it out. I thought I'd kind of share that with you, how I do my songwriting, and what a better place to do it in Bakehouse here. So I'll do a part 2 and maybe even a part 7 or 8 if I can't get it right in time. But just I love piecing songs together, and like I said, having the chorus and then working back to the start's normally how I write songs. I enjoy that kind of thing, and because I think for me melody is more important. Like, I know the marriage between melody and lyrics is important, having both those right, but for me melody is really important to me. And I like I think it's the fifth they call it, so the ba 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 da da da. I like that gap there. So I like the melody to get that right and strong, and and then I kind of work back from the start. So that's my songwriting for today for you, and I hope you enjoy